An invisible touch. She must be a ghost, but no ghosts around here. Just Stephen Wheatley here with you, Coasties, for classic hits, filling in for Asher and Annie, who are not here this week. But that's okay. I'm here bringing you some nice, very great classic hits on a Monday night. And right there was Genesis with Invisible Touch. And before that, we had Bachelor Girl with Lucky. Oh, I am very lucky. Lucky me to be bringing you some great hits on a Monday night. And well, speaking of great hits on a Monday night, I don't think they probably come much more greater than these very fine two right here. It's Hall & Oates with Dreams Come True. And well, every time I get to come in, it's a dream come true for me.
Well, a landslide will bring it down. Oh, a landslide will bring it down.
Ah, the landslide will bring you down. Coast FM 963, you're listening to Classic Hits with Stephen Wheatley. That was Fleetwood Mac right there with their song Landslide. And funny enough, Angus Hamill, who has jumped back in the studio with me very quickly, mate, did you know that there was another couple of famous girls who did a cover of that song?
Yeah, I guess you could call them a couple of famous chicks, as a matter of fact.
Very true, very true. Well, you know what's funny enough about that song and what we had before that, Tom Petty with Won't Back Down. I guess you could say that the next time we play Sydney FC, we hope it's going to be a landslide in the Mariners' favour.
I would hope so. A landslide in our favour. And that song, fun fact, it plays after every Mariners victory. So we haven't heard it much this season, but hopefully we get to hear it a few more times towards the season's end, that's for sure.
Yes, absolutely right. Win, lose or draw, it's never a bad time to listen to Tom Petty. And we also had Hall & Oates there with Make My Dreams Come True. And as I've said before, you know, every time I get to come in here and play some great classic hits for you coasties on a Monday night, my dreams certainly do come true. Well, we're about to take a break and hear a word from our local sponsors. But coming up, we're going to be hearing from, well, ideally say another great Aussie artist. We've had a few of them tonight, and who recently just played shows in Sydney and Perth and in a couple of other locations. Who could it be? But first, a word from our stations.
Doctor, doctor, give me the news. I've got a bad case of loving you. No pill's gonna kill my ear. I got a bad case of loving you.
Well, if loving you is an illness, I don't ever want to be cured. Coast FM 963, you're listening to Classic Hits with Stephen Wheatley from 9 till 10 o'clock tonight. Couple of Aussie legends right there. Robert Palmer with Bad Case of Loving You. And then we had the, probably in at least my opinion, greatest Australian rock band of all time, AC/DC with Highway to Hell. With fun trivia fact, coasties. If you are taking part in any pub trivia between now and Christmas, that song was written about the Canning Highway that's there in Fremantle. And they used that song because it was about, with Bon Scott also living near that highway, but also mainly because that highway has a bit of a, let's just say, history reputation of quite a few car accidents. But anyway, enough about that. So coming up, we're actually going to be hearing another great Aussie band, and I've chosen this one especially for tonight because as much as it has been a big year with a lot going on, it's also that time of year where even though Christmas is a bit of a family thing, we do also have to remember that, not a lot of people, get to celebrate Christmas with families. And, I wanted to give this one tonight out there to anybody that might be, going through a bit of a hard time right now, or who may be having a bit of hard time this time of year. I thought I would play this right now, Hunters and Collectors, and it's kind of, I guess you could say, a bit of a virtual hug. So from me to you, coasties, here is Hunters and Collectors with Throw Your Arms Around Me. Aww. Aussie bangers only. Coast FM 963. You're listening to Classic Hits with Stephen Wheatley from 9 till 10 o'clock tonight. And that was local legend right there, Natalie Imbruglia with her 90s song Torn. And we also had a bit of a virtual hug before with Hunters and Collectors with Throw Your Arms Around Me. And speaking of Throw Your Arms Around Me, we're going to be hearing another song coming up very shortly. It, I guess you could say it nearly celebrates a double birthday. What could it be? But first, a word from our station sponsor.
What a feeling, the Christmas feeling, Coast FM.
We certainly know it's Christmas time when Band-Aid's playing that absolute banger right there. Coast FM 963. You're listening to Classic Hits with Stephen Wheatley. And yes, right there was Band-Aid with their song that is celebrating a bit of an anniversary this year. It's the 40-year anniversary of when that song was made in 1985 to help with the starvation and all the problems that were happening there at the moment at that time in Ethiopia and other parts of Africa. And that is it for me for tonight, Coasties. But Matt McCoy is coming up after the 10 o'clock news with Indie Rock Cafe. And joining me to say also goodbye are two of, like the name of this song, two little absolutely honeys or sweet guys with me is Angus Hamill and James O'Brien. They're going to be maybe seeing these guys maybe at some point in the very short future, would you say, guys?
Yes, indeed.
Well, I've seen these guys before, actually, at the Woodford Folk Festival almost a year ago, and they just played a really lovely end-of-year homecoming gig on the weekend at Trifters Wharf in Gosford, which was quite a sweet gig for them, if you catch my drift.
I guess it was. It was indeed. Well, hopefully, maybe, if you want, maybe look them up to see where they're playing next. It is the Little Quirks. But till then, that is it for me for the evening, Coasties. I wish you all a very enjoyable week. Here is the Little Quirks with Honey.
Change up on your clothes and try to change and walk right out to you like I forget you.